Hey guys, and welcome back to a video on The Division 2. Now this was just shown off at E3. They just revealed their trailer for it and it looks incredible. Now when the first game came out, I did play it for a little bit, but I never really got into it enough. I don't think I put the time in that I think you needed to learn everything that's the game's about, all the different, menu options, all the different item options, weapon options. There was a lot to the game. And I think it kind of put me off at first, but I've been recently playing it with my mate back at home, and we've been loving it. Like, we completed the game from beginning to end in about 2 days, I think. Obviously, when I say complete, I just mean do all the main missions, get up to level 30, and then be able to upgrade your character past that point. But it was amazing, and we binge played it, and it was just sick. So I'm very, very excited for The Division 2 ever since I've seen this trailer. So the new game is going to be set in Washington, and it's going to want us to basically restore order in Washington. Much like we did with New York in the first game, we're now moving over to DC, which in its own right gives enough interesting speculation. Imagine doing a major mission in the White House, breaching through the whole of the White House, one of those insane sort of Russian consulate missions from the first game. Oh my god. We also got shown Air Force One. There's a mission in Air Force One in the trailer, which is just insane. So just touching on that, so Air Force One in this trailer they called it a control point. Now I don't know, there may still be encounters in the game. Encounters were like the side missions. I feel like they're going for a sort of slightly different approach this time. I feel like maybe they're going to, a control point, for example, is like an outpost. And then you've got to take out said enemies in that outpost, and then you can claim it with firing a flare into the air towards the end when you've completely killed everyone in that area, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's, that might just be a new addition of missions alongside encounters and then alongside, your main missions and stuff. If that's just an extra mission, I love that. I hope it doesn't replace anything. I think the one thing that I needed in The Division was a variety of different missions and different sort of things to do in those missions. Not just variants of the same thing. But from the gameplay that we saw, it looks like it could really be different but very similar. And I'll touch on that in a second. So when I say different but similar, my first thoughts when I was watching this gameplay was that it looks literally just like the first game, but just slightly UI changes. And honestly, I don't have a problem with that. If the graphics look a little bit better, perfect. I think it already looked like an insanely good game in the time that it was released anyway. I know it was downgraded from when they first showed it off. I don't care about that. I mean, if you thought a game could genuinely come out looking like that in the trailer, that could, have that bigger world and all that openable stuff, and you know what I mean? Just maybe slightly improved graphics and stuff, but just for the UI improvements alone, I like it, man. There's new weapon sort of like loadout layouts. You now got an actual physical picture of said weapon. That could change, obviously. You've got, all your menus have changed and just things like that. I like that. The game hasn't really gone, alright, we need a brand new shift. It doesn't feel like a completely different game. It definitely feels like a sequel to The Division. If anything, it feels like just an update, but I quite like that. Because my one gripe, and I had this with my friend when I was playing with him, it was that the menu was just a bit too complicated. The menu just seemed slightly too complicated, at least for someone that hadn't really put the time and effort into learning what it was all about. I will say, yeah, if you just put the time and effort into learning the first game's sort of menu system and what everything does, what the mods do, what all this other stuff does, then it becomes a lot easier. But at least from the video that we saw for The Division 2, it definitely looks like you'll be able to pick stuff up a hell of a lot more easier without being so overwhelmed from the get-go. I think the amount of menu options in the Division, the first game, it was slightly overwhelming, at least for me. But I could just be an idiot. Then just touching on some of the weapons, we actually got a look at a new weapon, which was the crossbow. So someone had a crossbow and he fired it, and I think it was an explosive bolt or something, but it sent the guy flying. So that looks interesting. They've got some new weapons in there, hopefully some other new cool stuff. We've also got a grenade launcher gun. So from the first Division, we had like a little grenade launcher kind of, it was like a weird gadget thing. Now we actually have a physical grenade launcher that's going to be one of our abilities that we can equip. There's also a hardening fluid. Now we only saw an enemy use this in the game, but it's like a liquid that he sort of sprayed or fired at an agent's feet, and it hardens, and then they're like stuck to the ground, and you've got to get like a teammate or maybe yourself to shoot it out and to like break down that hardened stuff. I thought that was really cool. I like that. I want to see what other new abilities they've added into the game. They've also added a flyable drone. So in the first game, there was a little ball that you could throw. I do think that ball's still in this game. Maybe the drone has different ability. Obviously, it's going to be able to fly, but whether it's going to have a gun attached to it or whether it's just going to be like a sort of recon thing or a distraction thing, I don't know. But a flying drone in the Division 2, you know, what more can you ask for? It is 2018. The year of the drones happened like, what, 3 years ago now? 2 years ago? I don't know. Maybe it's still the year of the drones. It's about time they were in this game. And then just the last thing that I noticed from the trailer is in the background when the agent that we're watching kills one of the enemies, he shoots a vehicle that blows up. Now, in the first game, I may be wrong, but other than towards, you know, at one point in the story of the first game, you blow up a helicopter. I won't go too far into it. That's the only vehicle that I saw actually blow up, you know, that's not just setting on the street and stuff. So I'm intrigued because there were no vehicles to drive in the first game, but that's because New York, you know, your streets are very sort of covered in trash or vehicles. I'm not saying in real life, I'm saying in the game. That obviously it's very hard to drive there, but this being Washington DC, I'm pretty sure I know that Washington roads are quite wide. There's a lot of wide roads anyway, but even then, it's not like such a huge brawling city like New York is. It's a bit more sort of spread out a little bit, I think, and it's not so skyscraper and stuff. So there's potential for driving ability, or at least maybe some kind of vehicle ability. I like being able to fast travel and everything and run around and stuff, but I think it would be more, you know, nice for the experience to be able to just go from point A to point B all yourself, but not taking too long in doing that, you know, i.e. using a vehicle. But either way, vehicles are explosive, or at least the world and the environment around us is a bit more interactable and a bit more destructible than it was in the first game. Yes, we could close car doors and stuff, but let's go past that and see where we can go from there, if you get what I mean. But that's just a quick little analysis. That's the few little things I picked up from the trailer for the Division, or the gameplay trailer. Honestly, guys, I can't wait to get my hands on this game. I didn't think coming up to E3 that this was going to be one of my most anticipated games, but after seeing this now, I can't wait. I think that's obviously tied into the fact that I've been binge playing it recently as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to play this. I'm considering starting to make some random Division videos on my channel now. I just wouldn't know what you guys would want to see me do. So if you want to see some actual The Division videos before we lead up to sort of the Division 2 videos, then let me know. Leave some suggestions in the comments down below what you'd want to see me do in that game. I'm a high level now. I've got good guns, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll stop talking about that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions about the Division 2, or you have any things that you'd like to see in the game, let me know in the comments down below. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Also, hit that like button if you enjoyed it. I'd really appreciate that, guys. And subscribe if you are new. I do videos every single day. I'm doing some E3 content. I'll only be covering the games that I like the sound of, that I know I'll be playing on this channel. But I also do videos every single day other than that. So I do Rainbow Six Siege videos currently daily at the moment. I'm trying to do them daily. And then I play a lot of open world games and things like that. So go and check those out if you want to. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching the video. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.